Welcome back, everyone. Well, I guess it's been a while since I've made a video. I've had a lot of stuff going on, and I apologize for that. Back at it again, trying to work on some stuff. I haven't been using the little D that much anymore, just because of really haven't had a whole lot to do. Been real busy with work. So I don't remember what video it was. A while back, I had this B sort of in there. I think there was one where I had all of them out in the field, and this one was out there. So I bought this tractor. I knew it had an exhaust manifold leak. It was split. I needed to replace it. Okay, it's just an exhaust manifold, right? Yeah, that has went like sideways and downhill. It's bad. So I went to take the exhaust manifold off, thinking I could just pull the studs out, pull it off, replace it, be done in a few minutes, and ta-da. Well, this is where I'm at. I have pieces everywhere, and even over there. So in the short, what happened was this nut stripped out on the stud. That stud broke. That stud came out, thankfully. And then, so with all that being said, I was like, okay, well, I can just, remove this part, this, I guess it'd be the upper coolant hose that runs to the radiator. Well, that one broke, so I already got this one out. I wanted to sort of make sure that I was able to get it out before I got to making a video, which who knows what's going to happen with that one, because this one was a blind hole, and that one runs into the coolant jacket. So I end up having to pull the whole governor and the fan shaft. And then, of course, as I get in here looking at stuff, I find that, the radiator's been repaired. It looks like in a couple spots. So I'm wondering if I shouldn't go ahead and just replace that. And while I'm down this far, should I go ahead and pull the pedestal off and replace the bushings in the bottom of it? I was just wanting to use this thing to, mess around, maybe go to some parades. I did have a crazy idea of painting the tractor black, and changing it all to 12 volt and putting some LED lights on it and doing something goofy like that. But I don't really know where I'm going with this thing now. I mean, now I had something I could use, and now I have something that I can't use because I've got it all tore apart, and now I don't know which way to go with this thing. So today is to try to get these studs out and figure out which way I want to go. Since I have all this pulled off, I could take these nuts loose and pull this frame off and pull the whole front end off. Well, I gotta, take the bottom coolant hose off, but and then I could clean all this up in here and paint it, because you've got paint flake in there, and just clean it up and make it look decent. I mean, I guess I'm just that person that, once you get in here and you start digging, it's like, okay, well, this needs addressed, this needs addressed. Sometimes I wish I could just put stuff back together and not worry about that, but I can't, and I don't know why. So we're gonna work on trying to see if we can get the rest of these studs out. Well, the total time it took me to get that one bolt out, or broken bolt out, was about 15 minutes. I'm not saying that everything goes as well as planned, though that actually went really well. The other one did the same thing. Now the other one was in a blind hole, where this one actually went through into the water jacket so I could get some heat to the underside of that bolt and try to loosen up that rust as much as I could. I prefer to use PB Blaster. No sponsor or anything. It's just something that I've used for a long time. Now, I'm going to try to get these other ones out here. Now, this one, I know that I could put 2 nuts on it and try to back that stud out, but I'm afraid it's actually going to end up breaking below that. So I'll just try to heat it up, and I'll continue to do this. So I don't prefer to use the propane. It's what I have right now, and I don't have to go buy anything. I would use MAP gas if I could. And if I had a oxyacetylene torch set up, that's what I'd do. That way you could get that heat in there quick, and you know, it would do a lot better. Well, that is not what I wanted to happen. Well, everyone, I've sat and thought about this, and I think I'm just going to drill this thing out and cross my fingers that I do the best that I can and not destroy anything. Well, everyone, I wasn't expecting this to sort of go this way, but I did get it out. Not how I planned on. Of course, I tried drilling it, which you've seen that time lapse, and I was off center a little bit. So I spent a lot of time trying to mess with it and figure out how to get that thing out of there, because it was rusting there good no matter how much I heated it up. Tried an easy out, which I really hate these things. These here, I really hate them because every time I try to use one, I snap them off. But whenever this thing is working its way down in, what's happening is it's also stretching that thing out tighter against the threaded hole, just because it's pushing, right? So I don't really care for them. I tried driving a hex bit in there so I could put down a ratchet. Still nothing there. So what I ended up doing where I was off centered is I took a drill bit and I run up and down and sort of tried to get that hole more centered. And then this here is a 7/16 14 thread. So at that point, what I started to do was I went and got some other drill bits, got the correct size for the tap, which is a letter U for 7/16 14 from what I looked up on the internet. And then I ended up drilling, let's see here, I don't remember what sizes. I did a 21/64 first. Made sure I was centered up. I got just enough thread there where I could see where my hole's at. And then I took an 8.5 millimeter, because I have one of them, and ran through there. And then I took the U and put it in there and tried to just turn it by hand to make sure I wasn't going to be cutting any of the threads that were already existing. And then I said, okay, well, we're going to just try it. And I pushed the drill on down through, and ta-da! So that last little bit's down there in the bottom, and I'm not going to dig it out, and I'm not pulling the head off to get it out. I guess I'll just let it rust away in there. It has a hole in it, so it shouldn't completely block flow of anything. Good size hole, about 8.5 millimeter hole in it. So finally got it out. Now I'll work on getting everything cleaned up. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to pull it apart yet or not. I don't know if I'm going to do that or just try to clean it the best I can and paint it the best I can and put it back together. Well, I do have it this far apart, though. I would like to pull the pedestal off and replace the bushings in that. That way that's done. But I guess I should have had the camera on while I was doing more work. All right, you guys have a good one.